Well, hello, everyone. Oh my goodness, I am super excited to be here today. Welcome to the very first Mindset Momentum call that we have together, our masterclass that we put together for you to really help you be inspired, break through the things that are holding you back in your life, in your business, in your world, and really create the business and the life and the impact that you love. Who is super excited about the incredible masterclasses that our beautiful company is putting on for you so you can create the success that you want out of business and in life? If you're excited for today's call, put your favorite emoji in the box below because we are going to have some fun today. And hey, Carly, I can see you there. Hi, Barbie. Great to see you. Hey, Rachel Cameron. Great to see you, gorgeous. Oh my goodness, so many. Good was that? It only feels like yesterday that we were, bringing in that beautiful energy of conference. And who knows and who feels that we've just had a massive energy shift in this last month or so since conference? Has anyone felt that? Give me a yes in the comments below if you can feel the expansion that's happening. Hey, Christine Drummond, great to see you there, gorgeous girl. Hi, Alana. Hey, Donna. Hey, Stephanie. Great call yesterday. And hey, Monique, great to see so many of you gorgeous souls jumping on. Hey, Lee, good to see you. I loved our chat today as well. You are certainly on your way, girlfriend. And I'm super excited about being here today. To be honest with you, I literally jumped out of bed this morning thinking about the breakthrough that you guys are going to have from today's call, and you're creating what it is that you're wanting. And so I'm really excited. Charlie, I can see there that you were just finished making the rice bubble treats. How good is that? So fun. Well done. Well, today is all about navigating roadblocks, finding your focus, and maintaining momentum. Who's really excited about learning a little bit about that cool stuff? Because I know I am. Absolutely, Monique. I love this as well. And, the way that we're going to run these Mindset Masterclasses is we're going to have some time for some training. I want to really have this being interactive. The last thing that I want to be doing is just speaking at you, right? And I would love for this workshop to be interactive and for us to do the mindset work together rather than learning stuff and then applying it later, because who knows? We've all got groups like, yeah, I'd really love to do that, but it kind of gets swept away with all the things to be done. Does anyone else feel like that, or is it just me? So that's what this masterclass is all about. We're going to do the mindset work together. So who's excited about going on the journey together? Give me some fire emojis in the box below. Or what I love to do as well, because I love to have some fun on these calls with you, because I can't hear you right now. When you clap, my beautiful friends who are hearing impaired, do these ones on the screen. Okay, so when you're ready to clap, I want you to do these ones. Can you do that with me now? We're going to have some fun. And we're going to clap. So whenever it's time to clap somebody that has shared, and I encourage you to share as well, because when we share our vulnerabilities, our stories, the stuff that we're going through, it really gives an opportunity for another beautiful person inside this community to look into their own world and say, well, that's happening for me too. And it gives them permission to also share and work on whatever it is that they're wanting to work on. Yeah. So if you are ready to share today as well, give me a clap on the screen. Yes. Awesome. Amazing. I love how you guys want to play full out today. So we're talking about navigating the roadblocks, finding your focus and maintaining momentum. If we've got some time at the end of this workshop, I am going to open it up to Q&A as well. I typically like to keep these no longer than 60 minutes because I know your time is precious as well. So we want to make the most out of this little masterclass. Was actually going to be a huge masterclass. And if you haven't turned your camera on just yet, Willow, Michelle, Erica, Mel, B, if you can bring yourself onto camera, I would love for you to do that. because visibility is accountability, right? And I really would love for you guys to play full out today. So with that, let's talk about the 3 key steps to success. One of the key steps is really listening to our heart, right? That's our vision and that's our big why. And then we have the body and the gut, and that's our belief system. So that's where you and I get to work on overcoming the fear that's just trying to keep us safe, right? It served a purpose once upon a time in the past, but it's not serving a purpose now. It's just trying to keep you safe. And any limiting beliefs that coming up for you that are causing the self-sabotaging behaviors. And we're going to go through that, right? But then there's also the mind. That's the inspired action. That's where we get to overcome the overwhelm that sometimes we feel. Is anyone feeling overwhelmed right now? Pop a number 2 in the box, because we're going to talk about that later on today as well. And it helps you to get clarity with goal setting and planning. This is a logical step-by-step plan to follow. And you'll constantly hear our beautiful Sandy Canton, one of our other gorgeous coaches and mentors, talk about left foot, right foot. You know, it's one thing to do our mindset work. That's a really huge part of the manifestation process. One of the pillars of that success really is to take that inspired action. It's showing our faith that what we're working towards is really important for us and that it is really, really exciting and fun to work towards as well. So let's quickly touch on your big why. And I'd love for you to think about right now, why are you here, right? When we think about your big why, this allows you to overcome fear. It allows you to overcome the doubt and the danger and the uncertainty and the complication and the suspicion, right, that comes up. You're going to feel all of those because you're a normal human being. Who has grace knowing that we are all normal human beings and we all feel this stuff, right? That you're not alone. Give me a wave on the screen or pop a number 3 in the box. If you give yourself grace knowing, you know what, I'm normal for me to be feeling these things, because mindset really is foundational, right? It's 80% of our success. We know that there's going to be bumps along the road. So what we get to do is you're going to have the opportunity to learn to become your own best, because we can't be in your pocket 24/7, right? You can learn to be your own best coach to resolve your problems when you become aware of them, right? So we get to tap into then being laser focused. So what I would love to know from you is, what is your why beyond your own needs? Because see, the thing is, as human beings, as spiritual beings that we are, we don't let other people down, do we? Who has let themselves down over and over and over and over again? Absolutely, Christine, we've got to be the gatekeeper of our own thoughts, right? Who lets themselves down? Pop a number 4 in the chat. If you set yourself an intention and you say, yeah, I'm going to do that. I remember one of my friends actually had a sign on the front of his house and it's called "Was Gonna." And that was so me, right? I was going to do that. I was going to do that. Who's a was gonna, right? We want to quit that stuff, yeah? And so I want to know, what is your why beyond your own needs? So I'd love for you to type in the chat below, what do you want the Juice Plus business to be for you? So Bridget, your why is creating more opportunities for your kids, being able to take them traveling, and saying yes to more for them. Yeah, I can really relate to that as well. I remember when I started my own network marketing business, when I was in my late 20s, I had been working for corporate at that stage full time, climbing the corporate ladder, working for a very active income, which was completely dependent on my time. Had no understanding of passive or residual income and the absolute, blessing that is in our worlds, right? And I remember also running a traditional business with my husband at the time and working 13 years straight, 7 days a week, because that's what I was taught. I was taught to get a good education, go and get a good high-paying job. Go do that for the next 45 years and she'll be right, mate. Has anybody else been given that system to work to, right? And I looked at people 45 years down the road and I'm like, they're still in lack and scarcity. They're still struggling. They still don't have time freedom. And I'm like, well, if I follow that plan, that's the result I'm going to get. Has anyone felt like that before? And then I had this beautiful, brave, desperation, bold prayer. And I'm like, God, there's just got to be something better than the life that I was living, because I was frustrated. I was unhappy. I felt like I was just spinning wheels, going nowhere. And I hadn't even had children at this stage. And that was 18 years ago. And my beautiful, gorgeous girl, Amy, after 9 years of being on the IVF journey and not believing in myself and really being in a place where I actually didn't want to be here anymore, network marketing and a beautiful community just like you, beautiful people, you literally saved me and my life, right? So I love this industry. I love this profession that we're in. So what is it for you? What is your why? So let's go through some of these here. We have, let me just go back. You guys, I love that you know what it is that you're here for. Freedom to do what it is that you want when you want, Carly. I love that. What does freedom look like for you? I'd love for you to get more specific on that. What do you actually want to do? How would you spend your time? So I'd love for you to get a little bit clearer on that. Supporting your husband, Monique, and saying yes to more to your kids. So what would you be saying yes to, Monique? And for all of you, I just want you to imagine fairy godmother has just turned up with her magic wand and says, I grant you all your wishes. What do you wish for? Right? If you were to give your list of your desires and what it is that you want for your life and your business, and you wrote all of that out on a list and you gave that to someone and said, go get that for me, would they bring back exactly what it is that you're asking for? We need to get super specific. It's a little bit like, you know, when I give the grocery list to my husband or my daughter and they go to Coles or Woolworths, and if I was to write on my list, I want fruits and vegetables, and they go out and they get turnips and a pumpkin and some tomatoes and a lettuce, and that's not actually what I want. And they come home and it's like, oh, thanks, but it's kind of not really what I was after. I really was after some Granny Smith apples. I was after some Kent pumpkin, and I actually was looking for some fresh beetroot and some of those really nice juicy plums, but the red, like the blood red plums, right? If I gave that list to my husband and my daughter, what do you think they would come from? Write it in the comments box below. Do you think they would come back with what it is that I asked for? So that's how specific we need to get in what it is that we're working towards, okay? So let's have a look at some of these other ones as well. I'm really loving these, you guys. Creating more opportunity for your kids, support your husband to say yes. Willow, husband and I are building a community arts workshop and a women's retreat space. Oh my gosh, that sounds delicious already. That's super cool. To inspire and empower women to know that they can create the lifestyle they dream, Alana. I love that. Does that make your soul shine when you think about that? Does that really light you up? Yeah, that's beautiful. Help others. Financial freedom, Sumona. That's a great goal. What does financial freedom mean to you? How much is landing in your bank account every single month consistently for you to know that I am financially free? Having one more dollar than what is going out means you're rich. Having time freedom and you're wealthy. Yeah? Gabrielle, Gabe, so to inspire more women to say yes to more health, connection, abundance, and purpose. I love that. Super cool. Say yes more than I say no to. So Simone, what are you saying no to at the moment that you want to say yes to? Christine, want to live a masterpiece life and inspire other women to create life-changing money so they too can create a life by design. I love that. So what does your life by design actually mean? And what I'd love for you to do is thinking about that goal or that vision that you've written down there. I want to go a little bit deeper on that with you. Okay. So who would like to come off mute? Anyone like to come off mute so we can have a conversation with?
I'm happy to.
Oh, great, Katrina. Hey, lovely to meet you, gorgeous.
Nice to meet you too.
Amazing. So what was your why? What was your why beyond your own need?
So I noticed when I went back and read my why, actually, it was hugely around the business side of things. And I probably need to clarify more, like you're saying, get more clear, but it was more around being able to just stay working my part-time job 8 hours a week and still significantly contribute to my family's income.
Yeah, great. I love that. And Katrina, why is it important for you to contribute significantly to your family's income? Why is that important to you?
Because a few different aspects. I need to feel like I am contributing because I am somebody that just likes to help. That's my nature. But also
Yeah.
to take some of the pressure off my husband because our current situation allows me to be home, but he's picking up all that slack.
Right, right. I got it.
Yeah.
I got it.
And I have
And
very sporty children who cost me a fortune. So,
okay.
yeah.
Who else has children that cost them a fortune? Give us a wave, right? Yeah, I mean, it takes money to do all the fun stuff that we want to do with our kids, yeah? Right? So, Katrina, why is it important for you to take some of that off your husband's shoulders?
Um, because I feel like I'm rising in my life. I'd like him to rise with me. And at the moment, he's very heavy.
Mm,
And a lot of that is because of his feel of the need to make sure that his family is safe financially.
yeah, right. Is anyone else resonating with what Katrina's sharing today? Yeah, Katrina, I want you to take a look at all of these gorgeous
Mm,
souls that you're making an impact in right now by sharing where you're at, right? Because there's so many challenges that we have in our life, and we sometimes feel like we're alone, where honestly, a lot of us have very similar challenges, right? Thank goodness we are surrounded by incredible, beautiful people in our world here with this community that we don't have to go the journey alone, yeah? Because who's been on the journey all by themselves at some point in their life, and man, that's hard. That's really hard. But know that you can link arms with someone else and say, let's get through this together, yeah, is really such a cool thing. So, Katrina, knowing that it's a heaviness on your husband to have this in his world, why is that important to see him rise and have that heaviness lifted?
because through my own journey, I thought I was a particular person, a particular way, but I've realized through doing all this work that there was actually somebody that was suppressed inside. And I believe that he could also experience that, but he's conditioned to just work, not a lot of play.
And what
And I want
been,
us
yeah,
to do that together.
okay, great. And why is it important for you to do that together?
Um, because to me, that's what marriage is. I'm doing a lot of more work around our relationship because we've been together since we were 17 and 18. And so we sort of got into a space where we were just existing a little bit, just going through the momentum of life, and not necessarily making time for each other and things that we enjoy. I guess that's
Yeah.
also life with children. It's hugely around them and what they want. And we're often, he's there, I'm here, like getting it all done.
And do you feel like that's missing for you right now?
Oh, 100%, yes, because
Yeah.
he goes to work most times before the sun comes up, and he's coming home sort of 7 o'clock at night. Varying times that I'd like him to feel more comfortable to be able to come to the sport together as a family, because I'm socializing a lot with our friends in that area. And he doesn't get that, whereas we could be doing that together.
Yeah, right. I love that. That's a beautiful goal. So I just want you to imagine if we future pace just a little bit now, and that day was here,
Yeah.
that weight was lifted, and you were able to spend that time together as a family, and go to the children's sports together, spend that quality time together. That weight was lifted. Your husband's rising. You're standing in your power. How does that feel for you?
It feels amazing. And funnily enough, I just asked him, he came home for smoko this morning, and I said, how about we kind of have, instead of a date night, a date day as such, where, because I'm tired at night, and so is he. I'm like, I'm home. Why don't you just have a day off, have a sickie or something? We don't have to go anywhere, just making time for each other while the kids are at school. And his response was, I just can't at the moment. There is so much going on at work.
Yeah, right, right. Yeah, I hear you. And so do you feel that if you had a way, which you do have a way, to create the resources and the time that you need to free up your husband in that sense, would that be worth working towards?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you see what I'm doing here,
Yeah.
guys? We're really going one layer. I often just go 7 layers deep. And this is something that you could do with your potential customers and your potential partners that you're working with, getting really clear on what's in their heart, what's sitting in their heart that's really important for them to work towards, that's fun to work towards, that's exciting, but it's actually meaningful for them. Because the why is kind of like you've got a vehicle here, right? And the why, or the heart stuff, is like the fuel that goes in the vehicle to help the vehicle start moving forward. Yeah. Finding and eliciting a big enough reason, that compels us to actually keep moving forward. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah. So thank you for
absolutely.
sharing today, Katrina. I
And thank
appreciate
you.
it. Yeah, amazing. So what I'd love to move on to now is your body and your gut. So this is about busting the limiting beliefs, right? And this is also around the self-sabotaging behaviors, right, that go on for us. So when we think about navigating the success roadblocks, this is talking about busting those limiting beliefs and self-doubt. Who knows? And I get asked this all the time, especially on our one-on-one coaching calls. It's like, Kath, like, I know what I want. I'm really clear. Who feels like they're kind of really clear on what it is that they want this business to be for them? Yeah, you know what it is that you want. But then we often ask ourselves, but there's just something stopping me. There's just something in my way. Has anyone felt like that before? Or maybe you're feeling like that right now. Yeah. By us actually speaking those words out, and let's be very mindful of the words that we're speaking in out over our life, right? What we're professing, what it is that we're affirming, because words are life. We're creative beings. So if we keep saying something's blocking me, I promise you, your subconscious mind's going to find ways to block you. Okay. So let's be mindful of the words that we're actually saying. They're like seeds. Words are like seeds. Whatever we sow, that's what we're going to reap. So what I want to do now is just quickly go through the busting the limiting beliefs and the self-doubt with you. Okay. So who would love to participate in this little activity together? Who's brave and bold enough to pop their hand up and come off mute, and let's have some fun with this? Or would you like me to voluntarily select somebody? Jade, Yay, Jade. Awesome. Come on down, my friend.
Hi.
Thank you for being so brave and bold. Great to see you. I think the last
You
time we were
too.
chatting, you were in the car then as well, weren't you?
Yep, this is what I do at lunchtimes.
It's amazing what we get to do in our car, right? My car turns into my university of success, listening to podcasts, my boogie seat for getting my dancing on when I'm on my way out, all sorts of things. Super cool. So, Jade, I want to ask you, what is it that you believe to be true that perhaps isn't true?
Sorry, I don't know if my internet's great. What did you just say?
Yeah. What is it that you believe to be true that perhaps isn't true?
Well, something that I'm working on in that space is my worthiness.
Mm-hmm.
So believing that I'm not worthy.
Okay.
So I guess that's the not truth part of it.
Yeah, got it. Is there anybody else got the story going on or a belief system right now that says, I'm not worthy? Give me a wave if that's you, because that was a huge part of my world as well. Yeah, thank you for being brave and sharing. So, Jade, is this statement 100% true?
No.
Right. So, what does hanging on to this particular belief, what does that do to you?
Well, it holds me back from doing the things, because if I don't feel like I'm worthy of the end goal, it blocks me from doing anything to get to that goal, I guess.
Yeah. And what's the cost to yourself and others if you keep hanging on to that belief?
Well, you get into the self-doubt and the self-pity. You don't move out of that place, which only then reinforces that limiting belief of the non-worthiness. But it's really yourself that hasn't progressed through to make that belief come true, I guess.
Yeah. And if you're not progressing forward because you're holding back now because of that belief, what are the consequences of that? You know, say in 6 or 12 months' time, you and I had another chat and you hadn't let go of this particular belief and you still held back. What's the cost to you and your family, the people around you?
Well, again, coming back to like not achieving your goals. So therefore you get into that stuck mode, that struggle mode, the self-pity, the self-doubt. You end up being in the same place. And it's that whole, choosing your hard. So I guess if, what I want now is to get out of where I am. And if I don't do that, I'm going to be in the same place in another 12 months, feeling the same. And that flow-on effect of how I'm feeling, that low self-esteem and all of that is then going to flow onto my immediate circles and children and partner and friends. And it's not going to serve me and it's not going to serve them.
Yeah. Does that worry you, hun?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
And what would they miss out on if you kept hanging on to that? What do they miss out on?
Firstly, the best of me.
Right.
But then those opportunities that, we could afford to do financially and have the flexibility and the freedom to do so, it would be, no, we can't do that. No, we can't go there. No, I don't have time for that, et cetera, I guess, in that then you feel like there'll be that guilt of not being able to achieve those things. But it's also that that concern, that fear, that worry that if you do those things, you're putting yourself in some kind of tricky situation, be it financially, be it, you're taking time out of other things that are also important to do it, and just trying to find that balance.
Yeah. Anyone resonating with what Jade's sharing right now? Yeah, like we all go through it. And there's not one single entire human being whether we're just getting started in our business, whether we're Partner Plus, whether we're SC, whether we're QSSC, whether we're NMD, whether we're PMD, that does not have this in their world. Okay? So Jade, what would your life look like in, say, 12 months from now if you could let this belief go?
So my business would be flourishing.
Mm-hmm.
My new baby would be getting the best from me in terms of happy, healthy, content, peaceful, all the things that I've longed for and I've missed out in being in dark places over the, previous years, which being part of this beautiful community has really helped with. But it would allow me to live my best life, like as in being my best self, and having the freedom of choice. So, come just over 12 months time, I don't have to decide I want to go back or I need to go back to work if I choose not to. And as I said, mainly just being that best version of me, that person that not only that lights up a room. That's who I want to be. I want to be someone that lights up a room when I walk into it, just because of how I'm feeling on the inside, and the work that I've done on me, that whether it is my children, whether it is my family, whether it is complete strangers, that I can be a shining beacon for other people and inspiring people. So yeah, and doing the things that I love, like my music, and putting that out in the world, and being more present in my creative, which is my biggest passion.
Yes, I've been seeing you play the piano and singing your heart to content, and it's just so beautiful to witness that as well, as you do the things that really light you up, and get into your creativity and doing the things that bring you joy in your life. Yeah. It's super important to be doing those things along the journey on the way. Yeah. So what is your new belief?
My new belief is that I am deserving of all that I desire. It's on a sticky note on my big wardrobe mirror as part of a couple of my little affirmations that I have. And that is a collective of a lot of things, those desires, but particularly once this baby comes, that I get the choice to be home with it, that I get the time and the freedom and make the time to spend on that music and be in my creative and show my baby what's possible and how to live that in that happiness and in that contentment. So yeah, I am deserving of all that I desire.
Can you just say that one more time?
I am deserving of all that I desire.
And just one more time.
I am deserving of all that I desire.
One more.
I am deserving of all that I desire.
You better believe it, babe. Can we all give Jade a big, huge wave? You are so deserving. Each and every single one of us is so deserving, but it's the biggest, if not one of the biggest top 5 lies and deceiving stories that we believe along the way. Yeah? That I'm not deserving, I'm not worthy, that I'm not enough stuff. And this is the stuff that you and I are going to break through together. Yeah? Who's ready for that? Yeah, I mean, really, literally delete it. Delete that stuff and replace it with a new belief. Yeah. Now, as we ask that as a question, and I want to say thank you, Jade, for playing full out today. I appreciate your bravery and your courage today. As a question, when we ask ourselves a question, and I'll give you an example. How many ways can I continue to serve my customers in a transformational way? Right? Or how many ways can I continue to serve my partners in a transformational way? When we ask a question, instantaneously, our brain and our body connect. Okay. And then all of a sudden she thinks, great, let's do that. Okay. When we ask that question. So how many ways can I show up as my highest self for me and my family? When we ask a really profound quality question like that, we literally have turned it around from I'm not enough and I'm not deserving to knowing that I can show up as my highest self by taking care of myself. Who has ever experienced or witnessed that before in their world? Yeah, Michaela? Yeah, Jay? Absolutely. Barbie? 100%. And what happens is as we ask ourselves a really empowering questions to coach ourselves when we're in that state, it gives us legs, right? It gives us power. Put this into action. It gives us momentum. Yeah, it's really exciting. So let's move on now to the mind, right? This is your logical plan of success. Now, there are the three key pillars that we talk about. We talk about the vision. We talk about overcoming the psychology, right? Everything that's going on in that supercomputer of the subconscious and the unconscious mind that we don't even know is there, that's creating self-sabotaging behaviors, right? But now we want to put it into action. And this is our logical plan. And we have a logical plan of success in the Juice Plus company. We have our DMO, right? Our Juice Plus standards of reaching out to 2 people, following up to 2 people, inviting 2 people. Super simple stuff. Super simple stuff. But it's the psychology that gets in the way of us actually moving forward and us showing our faith that, you know what, I really want that why to transpire in my life. I really want that to manifest in my world, yeah? Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to share with you a little bit about that. When we think about the logical plan of success, this helps you to overcome the uncertainty when we trust the process. It helps us to overcome confusion and overwhelm because we know exactly what steps to actually take and in what order. It's the step-by-step to success. Now, if you're unsure of this, you've got a beautiful upline support mentorship team. You've got head office as a company support team to guide you along the way if you're unclear. So I always say, ask these things. What do I do next? If you're unsure, the last thing that we want any of you to do is sit and suffer in silence and get stuck in our mind, in our head, because when we're in our head, we're dead, right? Because it's just trying to keep us safe and secure. It's the state of the dizziness, right? Has anyone ever experienced the diz before? I call it the diz. It's like there's no clarity. Like there's so much confusion. Confusion is super exciting because it means you're just about to have a breakthrough. So if you're ever in a state of confusion, it is a great sign. Anyone ever felt confused before or been in the state of the diz? Yeah, it's a really great sign. It's just before you're about to have a breakthrough. But it's when we don't have clarity, okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to quickly go through how you can find your focus. So take a big stretch. Oh, big stretch. Yes, a big deep breath in. Through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose again. Out through your mouth. Just one more in through your nose, nice and deep. And out through your mouth. Well done. You're doing so great, everyone, just so that you know. We're going to talk about finding your focus and knowing your values. So we call this a values track. And when we are in alignment with what we value the most, we're fulfilled. We experience joy. You know, just like what you were saying before, Jade, when you're creative and when you're playing your music, when you're playing your piano, when you're singing, that brings you joy. That's something that you really value, right? When we were chatting just a moment before as well about, you know, having your husband being freeing up that time, Katrina, right? Spending time with your family, Charlie and Bridget and Rachel, right? What are the things that are most important for you? We call them the big rocks. Has anyone ever seen the big rocks analogy? Right? You can go and Google it. It's really great. It's about prioritizing your time that is in alignment to what is most important to you. Because if we're not doing what's important to us, we just don't feel good. And we want to feel good. Right? We want to feel clean energy. We just want to feel good. And if you're feeling good, you're halfway there. Yeah. We can't be up 100% of the time, right? I had someone ask me not that long ago, Kath, like you're always happy. Like you're positive all the time. I'm like, nah, I'm not, right? And if I was positive and up 100% of the time, that means I'm smoking something and that stuff's going to kill you, right? I'm not that girl. So what I want to share with you today is knowing what your values are. So we call this the values track, and there's an acronym for this. And the acronym is TRACK. I'll pop it in the comments box. So the T stands for the things that you love to talk about. So I'd love for you to write down in your journal with your favorite pen, what is it that you love talking about? You might even like to type it in the comments box if you have a chance. I know for me, talking about personal growth, breaking through self-sabotage, achieving your life goals, standing in your power, living out the fullness of who you are and your purpose, that lights me up. That's why I'm so fired up to do this, what we're doing today, right? Yep. So Lee, you love talking about mum's life, kids, and friendship. Great. You love talking about your journey. Beautiful. Okay. The R in our acronym stands for the things that you love to research. So if you're on Google and you've got 5 minutes and you're just Googling away, what's it that you love researching? I love personally researching neuroscience because I love neuroscience. I love knowing how our brain works, how it holds us back, how we can use it to create our dream life. Yeah, what do you love researching? Gut health. I love that. Donna, fitness, mindset, friendships, community, health, and journey. Beautiful. Yeah. Then the A in TRACK stands for the things that you'll act on autonomously. Like it's really easy for you to do. Like it kind of comes natural for you. For me, it's helping people transform their life. The Jade, music and lyrics. Yep, love that. The C in TRACK are the things that you love to contemplate. So what is it that you think about? Running workshops. And then the K stands for the things that you know a lot about. So what are the things that you know a lot about? Now what I'd like for you to do is to put a circle or a heart around the things that bring up the most positive emotions for you. What are the things out of this values track that make you smile? And I'd love for you to type it in the comments when you've got that one. C, Lee, is the things I love to contemplate. So what is it that you love thinking about? You're so welcome. So what makes you smile? Because what we want to do is we need to align your goals and your values. Okay, and the way that we do that is we ask this quality question. How many ways will the goal, now I'm just going to use a figure just for the benefit of this exercise. I'm going to say $1,000 a month extra income, okay? How many ways will the goal, $1,000 a month, give me even more of what I value? So if you value quality time with your family, can you see how your goal aligns with your family? Can everyone see that? Just give me a wave if you can. Yeah. So if your values are aligned, you're going to take massive inspired action, MIA. Yeah, A was autonomously. That's it. Thanks, guys, for sharing in there. So if we're aligned, we're going to take imperfect action, right? Done is better than perfect. For those perfectionists that are in the room, like I used to be, this is a great affirmation for you. It's safe to be imperfect. A really powerful affirmation. But if it's conflicted, so if your values and your goals, if there's conflict, when I'm in conflict, I'm not going to chase that goal down, right? And that's what keeps us stuck, right? Keeps us in procrastination. It keeps us busy going nowhere. It keeps us in perfectionism and distraction. Anyone notice any of these self-sabotaging behaviors come up? Pop a number 5 in the box if you notice these. Yeah, me too, because we're human, right? But when we notice those self-sabotaging behaviors, or maybe you're even busy doing the things, you're doing the DMO, you're doing the reach out, but you're not getting the result that you want, they're just symptoms of what's going on a deeper level beneath the surface, yeah? And so what we want to do is we want to know what your darker values are. Now, it's really easy for a lot of us to talk about what it is that we value. The darker values are the things that you actually don't want to share with other people. And this is what goes on autopilot in your body every single day in every single moment when you are unaware, right? And that's your darker values. These things that are also super important to you, but they're not the things that we actually want to share, right? I'm really happy to share with you things about my family, growing as a person, making an impact in the world, right? Being like a shining light, like the city on a hill, right? About self-care and mindset and travel plans. I'm happy to share that with you, but my darker values, not so much. So who would be keen to find out what your darker values are? Give us a 10 in the box if you're keen to find out what they are. These are the things that are on autopilot, right? Okay. Now, with your darker values, I just want to give you a little bit of a heads up. We don't want to change any of this about you. We love you just the way you are, but we do want to acknowledge what the darker values are. So the first darker value is authority. Okay, so authority, that's people that run, like they're authoritarians. Like you like to be the one that gives the orders. Okay, you might know some people in your life that love to give the orders. Anyone know someone like that in their life? Yeah, me too. Anyone know anyone intimately when they look in the mirror in the morning? Yeah, right. The second one is attention. So attention is where we're seeking appreciation. We just want to know that we're appreciated. The next one is belonging. Belonging is seeking acceptance. And then we have control. I'll go through these really quickly with you. So control, they're our freedom seekers. Now, we have a lot of people that their darkest values is being in control. That's what entrepreneurs go for, right? The thing that business owners want in their life is they want to have control over their life, over the income that they make, over the impact that they make. Yeah, Carly, me too. That's one of my dark values too. Yeah. The next one is rebelliousness. Who are our rebels in the room? Right? These are the outside of the box type of people, right? They're our rebels that just, you tell me I can't do something, I'm going to go do that anyway, right? That's why having a restricted diet was never going to work for me on my health journey. Because if you told me I can't eat that stuff, I'm going to go eat that stuff, right? Anyone feel the same? Yeah, me too. The next one is superiority. And superiority, they're our teachers, right? They're our wise ones, our lifelong learners. as well. And the last one is validation. People that like to get it right. They even like you to get it right. And they'll tell you that's just not how you do it. Anyone know those people in your world? Right? Maybe intimately. Right? We all run 1, 2, possibly even 3 of these darker values. Right? It's really just about identifying which ones are yours. And again, we don't want to change anything about you. So if you could choose 3 out of all of those that you feel are your darkest values, which one would you tick? So Rach, you're ticking a lot. What's your top 3, my love? And now once you've got those top 3, again, we come back to that really quality question. How many ways will my goal of, say, the example was an extra $1,000 a month from my Juice Plus business, how many ways will $1,000 from my business give me even more control or validation or belonging? Can you see how that they would align with your darker values? Does that make sense? Give me a wave if that makes sense to you. Yeah, totally. And then you're in total alignment with your actual goals, which then helps you to continue moving forward. So the question is now that you know what the focus is and you've got these beautiful quality questions to ask yourself, how do we keep momentum? Okay. Anyone ridden a bike before? And, you know, in the beginning, you kind of jump on the bike and you get on the pedal and you got to go up this hill. And it's like, we're like trudging up the hill. Like we're going to really push that thing hard, right? But once you get on a bit of a momentum, it's like, oh yeah, I got this. Anyone felt like that before? Yeah. Yeah. So we're going to go, we're going to look at keeping momentum. Now that we know how to prevent the roadblocks, how is it that we actually stay in action? How do we keep in momentum? It really is in showing up for yourself. Okay. It's the key. The key is really to show up, to get the best out of your programs, to get the best out of your product, to be the product of the product, as beautiful Fee shares with us in our product masterclasses, right? Showing up for yourself will help you to get the best out of your business and creating the business and the life and the impact that you love, right? When times are really tough and the other person shows up for you, it builds trust. Would you agree? Anyone else had a really tough time, but somebody else has showed up for them? Give me a 7 in the box below. And then when they show up for you, it's like, yeah, it just builds that trust. Yeah, it's the same for you, right? When you show up, it builds self-trust. Okay, when we keep showing up and we keep trusting ourselves like we do the people that show up for us when it's tough, when we have self-trust, we start to really, really believe in ourselves, right? The quickest way to lose belief in ourselves is to not show up, right? I've got a huge thing in my world and it's called my word is my bond, right? My word is my bond and my bond is my truth. I'm going to be that woman of integrity. And if I say I'm going to do something, I am going to do it. So I don't want to let myself down. I don't want to let my family down. I don't want to let my team down, right? So we have self-belief then. The thing that holds most people back from achieving their goals is lack of self-belief. What if I can't? What if I'm not? Right? And when your self-belief is there, we are then confident, right? Confidence is a beautiful word. It comes from 2 Latin words, confide, which means with faith. We have faith in ourselves, right? So when we have confidence, we take incredible action steps, right? We move mountains, we step into our light, we shine bright. Like, who is up for that? Who's up for shining bright? Tell me that you're ready to just show up. Give me a favorite celebration or dance emoji if you are ready just to show up. Yeah. So to be able to keep momentum, It's about staying accountable to yourself. Tammy, Bridget, Katrina, Mel. So how do we keep that momentum? We've got to know our why, right? We started at that with the beginning. Go 7 layers deep. Keep asking, why is that important to me? Right? Set those milestones. We have a beautiful program that we have, for our beautiful brand new partners to start moving towards SC school and then on to QSSC school and then NMD school. We have a beautiful pathway of success here for you to follow with people that are there with you on your journey, supporting you. So set those milestones, right? Celebrate your wins. Leaders always find a way to celebrate, right? We're doing that inside some of the groups that we're running right now. We always have Celebration Friday, right? Because if we don't celebrate, after a while, psychologically, our brain just gets tired. Yeah. But we want to top up our fuel tank. Look how far you've come, right? Reward yourself. It's an integral part of success to be built to last. Yeah. We also want to know, what are those roadblock signs, right? Those self-sabotaging behaviors, that when the procrastination, when we notice that, when the perfectionism shows up, when the people pleasing shows up, when the distraction is, I know I've got to do my GMO now, but you know what? All of a sudden it was just so important to pick up the dog poo in the backyard. That was me. Or fold the washing. And my washing was perfectly neat and put away, but doing my DMO, right? So, okay, something's going on. What's that all about? So know the roadblock signs, because when you're aware of it, then we can shift it, yeah? And the other thing that you want to do is you want to seek feedback as well. Yeah, I love that, Katrina. So you literally did that before this call. Well done. Good job. So we want to take responsibility. This is how we have momentum, by parenting your thoughts. I think it was Mel, was it? No, sorry, I think it was Christine. You had mentioned that earlier on in our chat, right? Taking control and noticing what our thoughts are. Taking control of our thoughts, right? Just like we parent our children, we've got to parent our thoughts, yeah? Because it's so easy to sit back and blame and shame and justify everything around us. Like, that's our ego just keeping us safe. So we want to move out of that and sink into our heart space, into the space of love, because when you're in that space of love, oh my gosh, it's on like Donkey Kong, my friend. Yeah? And actions then drive the results. We take control when we stop blaming. Whereas when we're blaming or we're shaming or we're justifying, we're not in the driver's seat. We lose our power. So when we stand in our power, we are in control of the steering wheel, of the car. We get to move the vehicle forward. Decisions also drive actions as well. No one else can decide for you. You decide for you. So this is about us taking our own personal responsibility. And then it's from our identity, what we believe about ourselves, that then helps us to make decisions. And that's whether to act or not to act. Yeah. Oh, Charlie, I love that. Don't be ashamed of your story. It will inspire others. Absolutely. Absolutely. From our identity, that stems from our beliefs. And it's our feelings that drive our beliefs. Our thoughts drive our feelings. So it's important to parent your thoughts. Okay? So whatever you're doing or you're not doing now, it all comes from a thought that you're having. Okay? Lastly, just before we wrap up, making sure that we keeping to our time. The key to realizing just how much you are capable of is embracing uncertainty. In business and in life, certainty is comfortable and it demands very, very little for us. So if you're in a comfort zone right now, my friend, that is a really dangerous place to be, because we're not growing. It's not the growth zone. It's the comfort zone. So when we're in a comfort zone and we're comfortable, life will send us a problem or a challenge to force you to grow. Don't wait for that moment. Put the demand on yourself. Stay uncomfortable. Keep growing. And 100% will limit your potential if you stay in that comfort zone, right? We don't fail, guys. We just get results. We're always manifesting and getting a result. It's whether or not the result is what you want or what it is that you actually don't want. And we want to focus on what it is that we actually want right now. Okay. So just in wrapping up today, I wanted to share a gift with you, just a couple of other beautiful, powerful resources that you can take away from you if you would like to continue your learning. We have what's called the Start Strong morning practice, and you would have seen the beautiful Bridget Seraphimides. I don't know, Bridget, if you're still here on this call. There you are, my friend. You would have seen Bridget grace the stage at conference just recently, and one of the things that Bridget implemented was a Start Strong morning practice. Bridget, would you like to come off mute? And I know I didn't ask you to jump on, but I figured you're really courageous and brave and bold as the woman that you are. Would you mind just in a couple of minutes just sharing what an impact this practice has made for you in your business and in your life?
Yeah, sure. So Cathy shared this with me before Christmas last year, I think, and I didn't implement it at all. So I don't recommend doing that. and then she caught up with me again in January and asked how it was going. I felt so terrible. And then the best advice, sorry, it's quite loud here at the moment, that she gave me was that I could do it anytime. It didn't have to be in the morning. So don't feel that you have to have it in the morning. And I just got addicted to writing down exactly how I was feeling that morning and then reframing those thoughts. And that kind of trickled over into my day. Throughout the day, I found myself catching myself. If I was thinking negative things or I was doubting myself, I could easily switch it in my head straight away. So that just, totally changed my mindset around everything with my business and just kind of catapulted my business into the next momentum, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. And what were some of the results that you were able to enjoy as part of what you'd been implementing? Because really it's just about your awareness, because once we're aware of it, then we can do something about it. Yeah. So what were some of the results that you experienced in your business and how did you feel?
Yeah, so in between January and March, I doubled my pay line and my income, and I brought on, I think, 7 or 8 team, and I think each month 20 new customers. Like it was like my biggest couple of months that I'd ever had, and so that just it was mainly the self-belief. I think there was a lot of I didn't have much self-belief there. I'd kind of been in the same thing over and over and over again and hadn't moved forward in my business. So this just really built my belief in myself, and I showed that I could do it. And now it's like my best friend. I'm addicted to it. These guys see me do it every morning with my coffee, and they're running around the house destroying stuff, and I'm sitting there doing my morning practice. So
Thanks, Ed. Oh, you're amazing. Well, thank you so much for sharing today, and I really appreciate you coming on. It really is, in order for you to achieve your goals, your mindset needs to match your desires. Otherwise, it could be holding you back really from getting where it is that you want to be. And in my experience, having mentored, my goodness, thousands of entrepreneurs in lots of different professions from around the world for this last 17 years, what I've noticed is that the people that take the time to manage their minds first thing in the morning, they get better results than those that don't. Like when we set up our day to win, we win the week, we win the year, we win at life, right? And I couldn't tell you, like over the years, I've lost count of how many different rituals I've had, but I've learned that no matter how you choose to start your day or what practices you use, what matters most is your consistency. Because who gets it that we've got lots of resources and trainings and things, but we don't want to be the theorist. We want to be the practitioner. There's too many theorists out there, right? And so that consistency, the results come from what we do every day rather than what we do on the occasion. And I know you're ready for goodness. I know you're ready for freedom. I know you're ready for more joy and love and peace of mind and abundance and a larger community, right? That you are taking care of. And it's no accident that we're here, guys. Right? I get really excited for that, because being inspired and feeling good and manifesting what it is that you actually want is exactly what you'll get if you stick with us with that morning practice and do it throughout the day, whatever is the right fit for you. It literally only takes 10 minutes a day. I know, right? Like, that's all it takes. Okay. But the point of this journal is really to help you to gain awareness of your daily thoughts, your feelings, and where you tend to put your focus. And once again, when you gain that awareness, you can reframe whatever pops up for you to create a new thought pattern to help you live your best life. This isn't just any morning journal. This really is about manifesting and creating your dream life one day at a time. Just one day at a time. So with that, there's a great affirmation here that you might like to take with you. I'm safe and I'm ready for the next step. I'm ready for the next step. And if you could see in you what I see in you, you'd be brought to tears. You're an amazing human being with gifts and talents and a purpose, and you are here for a beautiful, beautiful reason. And I'm super excited to move forward with you further. We have our next product masterclass that's coming up next week with Fee, which is super exciting. And the next Mindset Masterclass, I'm actually going to be drilling deeper into goal setting, looking at taking a holistic view of your life. So all of the different areas of your life that you love and you value, to ensure that you really do create the life that you design. So you can get really specific on where it is that you need to focus if there are areas of your life that you feel like you're stuck and you're feeling disempowered in. Okay, we're going to get you into flow and feeling empowered and really working on the areas of your life that you really love. And I'm going to be bringing you a really fun goal setting formula so that we can bring all our senses, all our emotions and feelings, so we can feel good and excited of also getting really clear on what your purpose is as well. So with that, I better wrap up. You're very lucky that I'm not a pilot, because I would have overshot the runway today. I love you guys. Take care. Have a beautiful week. God bless. And we'll see you on the next Mindset call. Bye for now.
So